All right, so I got to hurry. I'm in the middle of a soccer game. We're up 2-0 against Woodstock. I told Coach Lewandowski, I'm like, take over. I've got to go make a video for my math class. So today, we're still in 2-4, drawing and interpreting a linear graph. We're given a word problem. This happens to be a biology problem, but there's a lot of math and science, so got to make sure you're doing that. A lot of SAT stuff like that. The number of times a cricket chirps per minute depends on the temperature. So first thing I see is we're talking about per minute, and we're talking about the number of chirps from a cricket, which drives everybody nuts, right? So the number of chirps in 2 seconds, well, all of a sudden I'm thinking, here we're talking about seconds, here we're talking about minutes, so we're going to have to do a conversion. So number of chirps in 2 seconds for 2 temperatures are shown at the bottom right. So we've got information down here that shows us about that number of chirps in every 2 seconds. And that information is at 40 degrees, there were 0 chirps, and at 93 degrees, there were 8 chirps. Now remember, that's in 2 seconds. Excuse me. So why the 30 then? Well, 2 seconds times 30 gives us 60 seconds. You and me, that's a whole minute. So that helps us, take care of the graphing part of it. So we're going to do a little conversion here. So you can see at 40 degrees, there's 0 chirps per minute. And at 93 degrees, there's 240 chirps a minute. Talk about driving somebody nuts. So when we come over to our graph, as we look to graph this thing, we have the title, crickets chirping. We have temperature in Fahrenheit, and then we have chirps per minute on our y-axis. So we just have to plot some points, right? So we're going to plot 40 degrees Fahrenheit and 0 chirps. So we come over here, 40 degrees Fahrenheit and 0 chirps. We're going to plot 93 degrees and 240 chirps. So we come over here and we go up to 240, so 93 and 240. Plot that point, draw the line in. Now, why is this only in quadrant 1? Well, can we have a negative number of chirps? If we could, then we would be looking at having something down here in quadrant 4. If we could have a negative time, maybe we could go back in time, I don't know, something crazy like that, then we would have time with negative numbers. I still don't think time travel deals with negative numbers, though. That's just me. I'm not sure. So that's why this is all in quadrant 1, right? So we have our origin right here. We have positive temperatures, which we could have negative temperatures, couldn't we? Oh. Huh. Interesting. That could be something to think about, although no crickets during the winter, so we won't even go there, right? So here's our graph now. So what we can do now, remember this said drawing, we've drawn the graph, but now we need to interpret the graph. Well, what do you mean interpret? What are we talking about? Well, maybe I'm somewhere, temperature is always almost 70 degrees. I go, all right, well, I want to know normal 70-degree day, how many chirps are there going to be a minute? So I could go over to 70 degrees. I can come up here to, it looks like it's right about 125, right around there. So maybe between 125 and 130 chirps every minute would be what my estimation would be. So I can estimate other answers from the graph that I've started with. Got to go back to my game.